Okay, jag beno. Det gowe gowe shan ka. Okay, that's your maybe your grandma, grandpa, or uncles, aunties, your elders would say, right? That means come here, bring me some, and gowe is coffee. Okay, and that gowe shan ka. That means that bring me, and then gowe, and then shan ka means serve me. Like ka is the actual serving. Shan, that means to me. So put it all together and that's what you get. Okay, so we're going to talk about coffee. Okay, because some families, some elders, okay, they like strong coffee, and some elders like weak coffee. Okay, so and it's funny because depending on how you make it, your reaction from everybody might be different, right? So the ones that don't like strong coffee and you serve them some good strong coffee, their reaction might be something like this. Okay. Ayo, did you eat? That means it's very strong. It's very bitter. Bitter. Did you eat is bitter. Okay. Ayo is very. Okay. And then some folks that don't like that like this, that like strong coffee might think it's tea. They might talk smack to you and say, that means tea. De is tea. Alright, so I'm going to show you, and this is mostly a video for the young folks that don't know how, or don't know, when they're asked to make coffee, maybe they don't know how. Now I have a really small kitchen here, so bear with me. But I have 6 cups of water. Okay. Now coffee comes in all kinds of different styles, if you will. How to make it just depends on what. Like I said, people like strong coffee or they like weak coffee. Okay. If they like go away with the side of the cheese, and then you want to make some strong coffee. If they're day drinkers, that means light coffee, weak coffee, if you will. Then you want to make it, of course, a lighter coffee. But overall, I have Peet's coffee, and this is a medium roast. Okay, you'll have a dark roast, you have a light roast. Basically, it's how long they roasted the coffee for. The lighter the roast, the stronger, I've heard. The darker the roast, the weaker. Okay, have more taste, but your caffeine content is weaker when you go dark and versus light. So anyway, I have the medium, this is a good roast type to use. If you don't know what what the dark roast is or the light roast is. Folgers is the probably the Navajo household brand. But I haven't had Folgers in 30 years. Oh, well, actually I have it when I go to the res. So anyway, I'm going to show you this one. This is just kind of, it's a bold flavor, but it's good enough. Now, for every 2 cups of water, and I think this is even on a Folgers can. This is where I learned, somewhere along the way, I learned this. For every 2 cups of water, you want to have 1 scoop of Folgers. Okay, now that translates back to Folgers, but I'm using Peet's here today. So I'm going to, we're not using my espresso machine today. I'm not doing a demonstration like that. That's for advanced. Okay, we're in the beginner. We're in the res beginning, the res coffee maker beginner class. Okay, so just for demonstration's sakes, I'm going to go ahead and measure out, because this is a stronger coffee. You'll probably want to use less. Okay, so every coffee machine has a filter, either built in or you have those paper, the paper filters. So there's one. Because this is a stronger coffee than Folgers, right, for my 8 cups of coffee, I'm not sticking to the 1 scoop per 2 cups. This right here, basically you're going to use half of what you're typically used to. All right, so this should cover 8 cups of water. Okay, this is quite a bit of coffee here. When you're dealing with, see how these are small, this is a smaller portion than your big old can of Folgers. So the Folgers can go a little bit longer. For a starter, for a beginner who's learning how to make coffee, for your elders, I would say, go ahead and do the 1 scoop per 2 cups. When you're dealing with any of the Folgers, Maxwell House, those types of coffee. So you take your 8 cups of water, pour it into your coffee maker. Like I said, pardon my small kitchen. Okay, and you just close that and turn it on, and you're in action. You're in there like swimwear. Okay, so while that coffee's brewing in the pot there, I'm going to talk about drip coffee, right? This is something that Navajo people would absolutely enjoy, because it's the old school way to do coffee, where you have your coffee, you have a drip. It's called a drip system, but it's basically this particular piece, and you have a filter that goes in here, a cone-shaped filter, and then you put that over a cup, and then you simply put your coffee into this, and I would use about a tablespoon for 1 cup of coffee. That makes very strong coffee. And you're gonna simply pour your hot water over that coffee and let it drip through into the cup. Okay, that's good coffee. You will be much appreciated. your coffee will be much appreciated by elders. That's for the strong coffee people as well. If they don't want to drink the other moderate coffee that you have, that you're making, so this is just gonna make it's gonna be nice and strong because of the coffee that I have. But if you're simply making a pot for a bunch of people, the stronger coffee people would actually prefer and will probably appreciate something more like this. Okay, and we're not gonna go into the espresso machine. That's I have videos out there already on YouTube and on Facebook, but I can do another demonstration on how to make espresso as well. But anyway, these are the basics of coffee. So your elders, some of them might put emphasis. They want to be dramatic. And then they'll say like, oh, so when you pour your cup of coffee, coffee's ready. A lot of people use creamer in their coffee. That's a good cup. That's strong. A lot of people use creamer. Your die-hard coffee aficionados will refuse creamer. Okay, they'll drink it straight. That's how I drink it. We call it cowboy coffee. We call it, dark coffee. This is definitely go with a side of the tea. This is the tea coffee, the strong coffee, and this will put hair on your chest. Cowboy coffee, campfire coffee, I think some people call it, but it's gonna be strong. yo, the chi. Oh, wow, so the chi. Some ladies, some people put that emphasis. Oh, wow, so the chi. Yeah, so your reaction, the reaction you get is definitely going to be different for everybody that you're trying to cater to. But yeah, good coffee. And then once you get this cup of coffee and you get the reaction from your whoever it is, could be a peyote meeting, could be a church meeting, regular church, could be whatever the event is, right? Chapter meeting. When you get the response of the people, then you'll lessen or lessen the amount of coffee, or you'll increase the amount of coffee that you put into the pot, etc., etc. You fine tune what they like, but you also, in the process, you fine tune what you like, and that's important. So, happy Saturday morning. Here's to go with the side of the chi.